Good evening, everyone. This is the Auburn School Buildings Committee for April 7th, 7 p.m. If we could start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. First item on the agenda is citizens' comments. Seeing none. Next item on the agenda is approval of the meeting minutes from the last meeting, which are all in the packages and attached to the stuff tonight.
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes as presented. February 17, 2015 meeting.
And do we have a second? Do we have a second? Comments, questions, concerns? All right, seeing none. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Those are approved. Next items are the general updates. First up, we got the Skanska with the building project update and West Street updates.
Good evening. I know we have a lot on the agenda tonight, so I'm going to keep the update pretty brief. Project remains on schedule and under budget. The finishes in the building, as you'll see on the slideshow that Eric has prepared, finishes are well underway in all areas of the building. We just did a tour with a couple of folks and a tour last week that some of you were on, so it's really nice to see the finishes progressing. A couple of highlights from since the last time we met. The underground propane storage tanks. We were waiting for a permit from the town to finish that work. The permit was granted late in March, and those tanks are in the ground, backfilled, ready for use. Also during March, we had our bi-monthly visit from the MSBA, where we do a walk around the site and an update similar to this with them. The MSBA was very happy with the progress, happy with the way that the site looks, and we expect that there'll probably only be one more visit before completion with the MSBA. Another highlight from the past couple of weeks is we're actually moving into the commissioning phase. The commissioning agent has been out for regular site visits with the entire team, with architects, the OPM, the construction manager, and the critical subcontractors, mostly being the HVAC sub, the plumbing sub, and the electrical sub. And as early as the end of this week, we expect to start some critical pieces of startup, like boilers, hot water heaters, those types of things. Commissioning is something that the MSBA they fund it for all of their projects, and it's really great to see it starting as early as it is, because it shows that the project's ready and that the project is nearing completion. So we'll be doing equipment startup. We'll be doing the testing and balancing through the spring, and that'll all finish up with owner training of all the pieces of equipment. So that is underway. As far as West Street was bid out March 24th. We received 6 bids. They ranged from about $1,060,000 to just over $1.3 million. The low bidder, after review by VHB, the recommendation for award was to Balthazar out of Ludlow, Mass. That contract was issued last Tuesday by the town engineer, and we expect that any day the contract will be coming back signed that can then be executed by the town. And once once Balthazar is under contract, we expect that we'll have a kickoff meeting with VHB, the designer, our team, and the town engineer. So that work should be moving forward. All the utilities have been working out on the street. National Grid's been out there the past couple of weeks moving lines over. And one of the critical pieces is actually getting the duct bank into this building, because a new service is coming into this building, and that's all part of the road work. So that's one of the more critical pieces of the road work from our perspective, because as soon as that duct bank is moved, then they can complete all the power and phone line transfers to the new poles, and the old poles can disappear. And then they can obviously continue their road widening in a much more expeditious pace if there's no poles in their way. So that's something that we're looking forward to, and hopefully by the next time we meet, Balthazar will be fully under contract and working out here on the site. Any questions? All set?
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Next up, Eric with LPA.
I just have a quick update, and then I have a short presentation of some of the recent progress photos. I'll start with the update. Neil covered pretty much things as far as the building goes. Everything, we're very happy with the progress. Things are going well, and the quality level is high from what we've seen. Our focus in the past month has been FF&E and technology. We've I do have a handout here. I can pass around. So this is a budget update, and it's based on it's a week old. It's from the 31st, from last week, but it's based on the furniture RFP proposals that came in. So we've accepted furniture proposals for all of the desks and chairs and everything. This is divided into three main sections: technology, furniture, and equipment. So technology is slightly over budget, about $18,000 over budget, including a $15,000 contingency. However, furniture, based on the proposals that came in, is under budget by about $36,000. Equipment is, we're still carrying budget numbers, but for equipment, we're also including all of the second and third priority music department items, as well as a contingency, so we feel we're well covered there. So what this really tells us is we're in good shape with the FF&E technology. We're about $18,000 under budget right now. We have prepared a bid award package for the business department for the furnishings. That's gone to Howie Barber, so that purchase orders can be cut and vendors can be locked into to key delivery dates. We're in the process of preparing a delivery schedule which outlines delivery dates and locations for deliveries, so that things can be coordinated when the vendors arrive with their shipments, and that will be accompanying the awards. We've received some as-equals, which are things like the cafeteria tables. A couple of the vendors did not submit the specified table. They submitted an equal to that, or what they considered to be an equal. Also the choral risers, so we asked them to come in with their product. They brought samples. That was done at the middle school on Swanson Road, and we had the opportunity, along with the district representatives, to see those and actually see how they functioned and
and see whether they really are equals or not. And in the case of the cafeteria tables, we determined the specified table was what was the better choice. And in the coral risers, the as equal actually was preferred, so we had one of each. The technology package, the final technology package is under review by the district, and we're prepared to, as soon as that's been approved, we're prepared to send a bid award package for that as well to the business office, so that can again be purchase orders can be cut, vendors locked into delivery dates. I think we had talked about an early completion of certain areas so that the technology part could get started earlier. Fontaine has agreed to turn over certain areas, primarily the data rooms and server rooms, so that the district's vendors for technology can get in early and get that work started. They can get their switches going, make their terminations, get the network, the data network up and running, and that will help when they move in, and also it'll allow the telephone system to get up and running and that sort of thing. So it's a benefit for everybody, and we're targeting June 1st for that. For those deliveries. So that's about it as far as the FF&E update. Does anybody have questions? If not, I can move on to this. I'm going to turn on one light. So some of these are a little bit older. So if you've been through the building today or last week, they're already out of date. Things are happening rapidly out there, but this will give you a sense. This is the media center, the accent wall. This is where the circulation desk will go. It kind of curves around here, and then you see the curtain wall beyond. This is one of the typical classroom entrances with the glass tile at the entrance and the painted soffit and pilasters on either side. The room signage will be located right here on this pilaster. And each wing has a different color. So this is the blue wing, and then there's a green and a yellow. You may have seen that. Curtain wall at the stairs on the left is ongoing. And from the outside, at this time, I think the caps have been installed, and the metal panels up above have been completed as well. So you can see here some more metal panel photos. This was the last piece, one of the last pieces of the exterior skin to be installed, and you can see also at the main entrance the metal panels on the end of the lobby there. Boiler room fit up on the left. All the boilers are in. They're scheduled to be started this week, Jason, or next?
For test startups?
Startup is
In the coming weeks?
very soon, imminent, as well as the hot water boiler system heaters as well. And you can see the ceramic tile in the corridors ongoing. We don't have lockers yet, but most of the ceilings have been installed now and flooded with tile. Again, another classroom wing. This was a yellow wing, so you're seeing again more classroom entrances. This was an earlier photo of the main lobby from the bridge looking back toward the main entrance here. You can see at this point they were just starting the gypboard and getting these reveals installed, and that's all been since drywall compounded and painted. At the cafeteria here, you see the proscenium opening and some light fixtures, and again, this has progressed more since that. I have another slide showing some more recent progress. Science casework, the labs has all been installed, I believe, and epoxy resin tops have been installed on top of these cabinets as well. And casework in pretty much all of the classrooms is either complete or ongoing. This is a recent photo on the left of the gymnasium. You see the motorized divider curtain here. All 6 of the basketball backstops have been installed, and the wood flooring system will begin shortly. This is on the right, the curved guardrail at the stair number 1 in the lobby. And those have since been installed, and you'll see that on this slide on the right here. So this has been painted out. There'll be some plastic laminate panels on the sides here, but these have been finish painted, and the curved sections installed on that railing. And then a fairly recent photo of the lobby. You can see all the snow's melted off of the skylight here and letting light in. Backup panels for the plastic laminate panels have been installed, and those will be installed shortly. So you're looking back toward the stair number 1 here and the soccer field, multi-use field beyond. Again, more casework, epoxy resin, lighting fixtures at the cafeteria, and a more recent slide of photo of the cafeteria where they've actually started to install the plastic laminate panels. So all the ceramic tile finishes have been installed around the perimeter, plastic laminate panels around this band here, and then the backup for the acoustical panels that go up above that. And I included a photo of where we were a little over a year ago. This was April 2nd. About a year and 5 days ago, so it shows a lot of hard work has gone into the past year to get from this to where we are now. So, good job, everybody. If you were here last week, we walked through the lobby, we walked through the building, and we talked about a dedication plaque and where it might be located. And this is as you walk into the lobby, and if you turn right immediately, this is the door into the general office. This is the bay window that projects out from the media center above. These are small alcoves with the pilasters here, and here. This first one is where we're proposing to locate the dedication plaque. And when we looked at it last week, we actually decided instead of locating it on this side of the flat screen display, to reverse and put it over here, so it's a little more visible as you walk in the door. But this is a flat screen, this electronic display where you'll be able to run either programmed messages or the daily announcements or whatnot. There's also some mass chip signage here. As part of the sustainable design process, we're required to have a permanent educational display that describes every single mass chips feature in the building, which, as you know, there's quite a few. The thought is that would be one of these signs. We'll put it on this side, but it would also refer back to the electronic display, so that could show some of those features. You know, the synthetic turf field. You know, that requires less water. The temperature control system that monitors everything in the building. The multitude of features, and that would be an opportunity to do that. But the plaque we're proposing for this location here, I brought along some examples of previous schools that we've worked on and plaques from those schools. This was a Sherwood Middle School, which we visited early on. They actually put a time capsule behind the plaque in the building. You'll note that in this on this plaque, they decided for whatever reason to recognize all of the members on the MSBA's board. It's not a requirement. Neil contacted MSBA, and I think their response was that at a minimum there'd be text that says that this building is partially funded by the Massachusetts School Building Authority. This was in Ashburnham, an elementary school, and again, a similar layout. This is your high school plaque. Joe Fahey took this photo and sent it to us, and we've more or less followed on that layout. You've got the Board of Selectmen, the school committee, building committee, superintendent, principal, and then the architect, construction manager, and contractor. So this is as proposed. And if anybody sees any misspell, I apologize in advance. This is our first draft, so if you see anything that needs to be corrected, please let us know. There's usually several iterations of this to make sure that we get everybody's name right before it goes into the bronze.
Yours is right to the big stuff. Let's go on.
But again, the format is pretty much the same as what you have on the high school, with the exception that we've included text at the bottom recognizing the MSBA. I think that was it. Any questions?
No, I got it. I can see better here than I can see here.
Thank you.
You up there? What's your name? Let's see. Make sure you can put your initials on. Which organization still close? You good?
All right.
Yes.
Next up, Fontaine's update.
Good evening. It's hard to follow Eric's act. I don't have a slideshow for you. Well, just to follow up on a couple things, the gym floor has started. We started laying down this floor package there. What we're aiming to do is have a first layer down and try to get the signage trade in, get the signage up, and then finish with the finished flooring, so minimize damages to the finished floor. And just continuing with some interior progress. Vinyl flooring is going on second floor, and casework and tile are around 80 to 90% done on there. The doors are hot and hardware are ongoing. As that keeps going, we're just going to keep updating you guys, until we're complete with doors and hardware. And we're aiming for toilet partitions around the end of April. So we're moving along a lot of the interior work right now. And a couple of bigger things right now. Next Wednesday is our kickoff meeting for the turf. So we're going to have everybody on site, try to get everybody on the same page. And we're aiming for a prep around end of April, and then try to start around early May. And probably around May 11th, we can start a real tackling of the turf. Also, next week we're going to start some work in the courtyard. So that'll be a good start there. And around the end of April, we'll get some pavers in and start that work. And that's about it for right now for the interior and exterior of the building. And everything's, as Neil and Eric said, it's on schedule. If not, going beyond the schedule. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? All right, next up is a few proposed items from the school department. Mary Ellen, you gonna present these, or?
So the school committee did take up the issues.
There are 3 letters in your, or memos in the packets
Yep.
regarding this stuff.
So the first one is the cross-country trail. We have received approval through the Water Commissioners, and we're greatly appreciative of that, to create a true cross-country trail out back here for students, get them off the main roads around town. So, but one of the items there is, and I may defer to Mr. Fahey a bit for this, we're requesting the installation of a fence, to be determined what it will actually look like and the size of it. But there is a considerable drop out there that we want to make sure to keep the students away from that area, and a fence we think would be appropriate. So I'm seeking your approval. We're calculating the estimated cost, and I can bring it back to you at a future meeting, but seeking your approval to provide the funding for that. I believe it's in student safety in their best interest.
I think it's part of the old trolley rail right-of-ways and stuff, and it's a bridge abutments and stuff. So we'll get some range of pricing and different types of fencing, and see where we go from there. I mean, I think, I don't expect it to be a huge dollar value type of stuff, but
I'll make it.
well, I mean, I guess there's not really needing a vote tonight. I mean, we're just going to get some pricing first, and then
Okay.
come back with the actual numbers and stuff. I mean, I think overall, probably generally in agreement. I mean, I think we'll see where the numbers come in.
I think just for safety reasons is a good reason to do it.
Agreed.
Absolutely. We probably have about a 18-foot drop.
School committee member.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get
So-
that life safety issues come out of the compromise?
The other items in your packet, the one wanted to share with you the names that the school committee has come up with for the two fields. So the larger of the fields, the synthetic field, will be called Randall Field, and the smaller practice field will be called Granger Field. We have discussed as part of our weekly construction job meeting that we would come up with. School committee's request is a little history about where the names came from, and that way it would be noted somewhere around by the fields too. So we're working on that language, but I think it's very appropriate since the land in this area was owned by both Randall and Carrie Granger actually had custody of it for a short time and turned it over, wanted to make sure that it was used by young children. And then the final item that you had requested of school committee, seeking their input on, Chief Coleman had come regarding potential change of a 4-foot chain link fence to a 6-foot white vinyl solid fence. The school committee actually discussed it at 2 of their March meetings, and 2 members actually were on the tour that we had earlier tonight. It's their vote to not install the vinyl fence. The cost to do so was a change order of about $12,000. We originally thought it was 10, and then that was corrected to about 12. But they have requested, with your approval, to spend up to an additional $5,000 for some mature plantings that could be around, that would provide a little bit more cover for people coming in and out. Obviously, they won't hide the height of it, but as parents enter or guests enter and leave the property, it would provide a little bit more cover for items that are stored there.
That's one we can think about if people are interested. I think, right now we have the project puts in a 4-foot fence out there, so we're staying with that. And we had plantings, we have plantings along there anyway, so the request is that we spend up to, $5,000 to do some more mature plantings, get a little bit taller stuff, as shielding and stuff. More, a little bit natural look to it versus having a big solid fence of something you're still seeing past. But so that was a request, and personally I think that's better than having a fence there. Bigger obstruction, because the fence really, it's just a shield on 3 sides. It's not even fully fencing it in or closing it off and stuff. So.
Mike, Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion that we accept their request and authorize the Scanscrew contract and the architect to move forward with the implementation up to $5,000 for mature additional planting.
All right. Second, Joe? All right. Any other comments, discussions? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed?
Thank you, I will
Approved.
share that with the committee. Thank you very much.
All right. Now on to everybody's favorite. Actually, we have a change order to approve first. Neil, did you want to do a quick run through? This is over the $25,000 limit, or the $20,000 limit, so had to come to a vote here, but
So originally there were, I believe, 3 underground storage tanks for the propane. The quantity was increased to 5, and when we increased it to 5, there was the request that there be steel bollards placed all around the perimeter of the tanks for safety, and also that a fence be added. So there was a proposal request sent out to Fontaine. They've come back with pricing that we've all reviewed and accepted the pricing, but it does go above the $20,000 threshold. The total for the change was $25,840, and that's for it's a total of 20 bollards that kind of go all the way around the perimeter of the underground storage tanks, and then to fence around that area as well. So it's a it's a good sized area now, and reviewing the unit pricing and everything else, we felt that the numbers were all in order.
okay.
So why do we go from 3 to 5 tanks?
The original, we originally based the 3 tanks on information from our, that our HVAC engineer received, which, you know, in summertime you'd be fine, but in the cold weather, they need more surface area to evaporate enough gas. So the supplier, AmeriGas, looked at the sizes of the boilers and the water heaters, and they came back with the recommendation for 5 tanks based on their experience, which them being the experts in the field,
Sure.
we went with their recommendation.
Thanks.
Okay. Any other questions?
The cost for the extra bulb, that's on the inside of the building? Is that the one?
No, it's on the outside of the building. All of the tanks are located on this far end of the building, right outside the band room and the cafeteria, and the steel bollards are basically around the perimeter of where the tanks are buried.
The request by the fire marshal for one on the inside, that's not included here?
No, no, that's a separate change.
Okay.
If I might, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we approve change order
No, anybody could do it.
number 75 in the amount of $25,840.36.
Second.
We have a second, all right. Any additional discussion, comments on the motion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? That change order's been approved.
Also, if I might, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to be interrupted
Oh.
by he has a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Have we, and I don't recall, have we ever had any discussion about solar on the roof of the school?
We did way back in the design development and early stages. And at that time, the payback was out, I don't know if I remember right, it was like 15 or 18 years. It was kind of a long way out for what we were proposing to put up there, and it wasn't, didn't seem feasible at the point, and we all voted it down at that time.
They're going up at no cost now.
Yeah,
You know,
times are changing, I know, but Eric?
I spoke earlier about the mass chips features of the building, and one of the features,
One of the features of the building is that the roof structure has been designed to accommodate photovoltaic panels, solar panels. So in the event that the future, if you decide to add them, the loading, the structural loading has already been included. So you will be able to add them at the gymnasium and also the entire classroom wing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if I might, I'd like a proposal would be, I make a motion that we pay Skanska invoice number 1311838 PDS 1237536 dated 3/6/15 in the amount of $49,900.
second,
We have a second, okay. Discussions, questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? It's a vote. Approved.
I'd also like to make a motion, Mr. Chairman, that we pay Lamar and Pagano Architects invoice number 1207-1502 dated 2/27/2015 in the amount of $47,765.
Second.
Okay, questions, comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of paying the Lamar Pagano invoice? Aye. All those opposed? That's been approved.
Also, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we pay Fontaine Brothers, Inc., contractor, application number 11, dated March 5th, 2015, in the amount of $2,648,524.28.
Second.
All right. Questions, comments? All right. Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? It's approved.
Also like to make a motion, Mr. Chairman, that we pay Briggs Engineering and Testing invoice number 76084 dated 1/31/15 in the amount of $397.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions, comments? All right, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? It's approved.
Also, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we pay Skanska relative to the Auburn West Street improvements. Invoice number 13181381001237410 dated 3/6/15 in the amount of $1,305.
Second.
Questions, comments on the motion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? It's been approved.
Lastly, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we pay VHB invoice number this is with reference to West Street
Correct.
site improvements. Invoice number 0195915 dated February 27th, 2015 in the amount of $3,091.60.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Questions, comments? All right. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? That's approved. All right, Neil, I know that we've had a couple comments tonight. One thing that they've asked for the next meeting is the summary sheets. We can get that as a 11 by 17 folded up in here so you can read it.
sure, absolutely.
Thank you. You're welcome. Let's see. So, is there any other items that people need to bring up? Want to bring up for discussions, future discussions?
Is the architect looking for an approval on his plaque layout?
You said several more iterations.
Yeah, well, I think we're, I mean, at the rate we're going, because we didn't get the March billing in here from, we thought we might put it in from Fontaine, so we're gonna have to have another meeting in this month anyway, probably on the 28th. So I think that's, we'll probably shoot for that as doing our, the finalize on the plaque. Yeah, then we'll get it out ahead of time, so you can take a look at it, make sure your names are spelled right, going through it, making sure we get everybody's correct spellings and middle initials and everything.
Tuesday the 28th?
Yeah, so the next meeting will be, yeah, Tuesday, February 20, or April 28th, sorry, the week after school break. That way we can, I know it's only 3 weeks away, but we gotta take care of the financial side of everything. Unfortunately. Is there anything else?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second. All right, thank you, everyone.